Confirmation of the halftime scoreline, and it might be surprising to some, but they've been full value for their money, Roos Gimnasium, in leading Affies by those 10 points to 0. It's been a very, very tight encounter and only 2 scoring opportunities then. It was a lovely little grubber from Aiden Cupido that got things moving for Roos in a counter-attacking situation, and then with some delightful inside passing, Mitchell Carstens got over for the try.
Great little inside pass show to number 6 flank forward Mitchell Carstens for a fantastic try in the corner. But what was important here with this play is the footwork of number 10 Aiden Cupido. Fantastic left foot drop kick through the posts.
And the conversion of that try from the touchline. So the boot of Aiden Cupido has done a lot for Roos in this first half. Well, the teams did not leave the field, as is perhaps normal in a lot of rugby that you watch. They were all on the field. What they didn't get were a whole bunch of oranges. And just oranges seems to have fallen away. Vim, we don't see oranges on the field anymore.
It's strange. In the good old days, we used to get that nice little piece of juicy orange and give you a bit of sweet taste in your mouth. Doesn't happen anymore.
I wonder where it comes from.
Captain Red.
Not sure, eh?
Why oranges? Why not bananas? Or why not something else? Maybe someone can answer that question for us. So, second half starts then with Daniel van der Berg with a fairly deep kick in. Affies have that saying, Ian Marlin Affie, altyd an Affie, which in English translates to once an Affie, always an Affie. Well, they'll want to be reciting that at the end of this game, but they've got to get their act together. They really dominated possession in that first half, but not opportunity. It's a slight forward pass. Oh, they've come back. I think it was a call from the assistant referee, and a good one. Just slightly forward.
Just bring the scrum to me, please.
Stepped inside out and just tried to get his hands to the tackle and offloaded and just slightly forward, correctly called by the referee there, Mr. Blake Beattie.
Calls are such an important part of rugby as well. It's quite amazing to think that that these schools, well, Roos certainly, it was founded in 1866, but there was a stage where the teachers used to play in the first 15. So you can imagine, you know, you sort of running along, what do you call them, sir? Or do you call them by their name?
Sir pass, sir pass.
No.
That's very interesting. But first scrum of the second half, the battle starts up front again. It'll be interesting to see what happens for the next 30 minutes.
Now, these players know the pressure too, you know, they know the tradition and the history that they're carrying in these two great schools.
Crouch.
Affies, you know, A.B. de Villiers, the cricket player, was at Affies. He was the first 15 fly half in 2002. So they know that they understand what pressure's all about and the expectations that all the old boys and the school has on them as well. Calvin Nell caught in possession on that occasion.
More turnover.
Now, are we going to see a lot of territory domination from Roos in the second half? They've got the wind at their back. They're in the Affies half of the field. But we know, you know as well as anybody, Vim, that it's easier to run into the wind when you are playing a running game. And if Affies are going to look to bring their backs into play, you might see some sprightly running from them.
Well, what I'd do if I was Affies, they got to maintain possession because they're playing against the wind now. Roos, yes, they need to use that wind, but they also need to maintain their possession.
Tough situation that for Philip Orfer, but he did well, got back onto his feet. Edwin Cater from fullback has also been very much part of the mix, as Yuri Linder. Yuri Linder now in possession, he has a chance. This is much better now, running with the ball and using the width, and some super play from Affies. I think scoring early in this second half will really open this game up. It's going to be a penalty
Number
against
4
Paul
red,
Roos.
off your feet. 4 red.
Against Daniel Buitendag.
Please stay on your feet next time.
But once again, the poor Roos side is being ferocious at defence time, at ruck time.
Affies deciding that they're going to use their forwards. Well, that ball knocked forward. That's a great defence again from Paul Roos. Once again, Affies deciding not to kick at goal, rather pursue the try-scoring option.
Good run there by the hooker, Francois Steyn, but unfortunately just knocking the ball on going to ground. But once again, poor Roos holding them out, and that's going to frustrate Affies. It's going to put pressure on them.
Well, if they could get a good scrum, yeah, it would help them. And Paul Roos really standing their man initially, but that ball's been bobbing around all over the place. Counter-ruck coming from Tuckies from Affies. Oh, Tuckies lookalikes, aren't they, in terms of their jersey?
Definitely so.
Calvin Nell is having a little bit of a battle getting that ball out. So a bit of support in the form of Mitchell Carstens in the kick downfield from Chris Smith. This is Edwin Keiter. He's a strong runner with the ball from the fullback position.
4 red.
Van Zyl. Now another chance. Here it comes. It had to come somewhere along the line. It's come in the form of Yuri Linder. And Affies are eventually on the board.
It was just a question of time. Good hands here. 14-13 to Yuri Linder. A little bit of a handoff, showing some good outside pace and going over for a fantastic try. And I think a well-deserved try, because it's been well overdue. They've had a lot of possession. And a good run there from the youngster Yuri Linder, and going down and dotting down casually.
Well, second half's only just over 5 minutes old, but it's certainly already been a lot better than their first for Affies. And their courage in chasing tries has finally paid off. And you'll remember Evan van Zyl's first kick at goal was certainly not his best. Much better from the scrum half. An important kick that as well.
It's a much better strike there. He was a lot more composed and straight through the uprights. Number 13 going over Yuri Linder for a great try, using some great outside pace there.
Has that taken some of the wind out of the Paul Roos sails? It remains to be seen. Chris Smith, kick downfield, that's beautifully fielded.
Inside.
And you can see the effect of the wind with that ball not travelling as far as Dion van der Berg would have liked it to have gone. Short line out, Daniel Buitendag at the back. And eventually it's taken, but it was not in straight.
And it's funny, they continue throwing at the back of the line out, and the conditions aren't allowing for it. The wind is blowing laterally across the field, and it's putting immense pressure on the hooker. Get a banker ball, get it into the front and control it from there.
Quinton, just have a look. Barney. Crouch.
So Van Zyl with a put in.
Scrum.
Excellent scrum from Affies. Got the right shoulder as well. Opened up space for someone from Hastian, from the number 8, to carry it up.
Relax.
They do look full of running in the second half, do Affies. And I still feel as well that that could be their best ally. Edouard Keita a little bit too quick for that pass. There he is in picture. And that's the left winger, Thijs van Wyk. Both of them overrunning the ball on that occasion. It's another short line out. Daniel Buitendag at the back.
Walking. No.
I just feel they're putting pressure on themselves at the moment. Throwing at the back of the line out.
They're making the same basic errors that Affies made in that first half.
Just looks like Affies got their composure back and got that hunger to get back in this game.
I think they definitely have. As we said, there's a lot of pride that the teams are playing for as well. So
7.
there's no doubt that they would fight to get back in this game. He has a chance for Van Wyk. Now he's quick, this fellow. He's past the first man, but he's going to run into trouble somewhere. And not enough close-in support for him.
Release 6.
So now, has it been stolen? And so it has been by Paul Roos. That's the difficulty when you're in an open position like that.
Back.
The ball's gone backwards. Keita deciding that he would stay close to the touchline because he didn't really have a lot of support. I think he's quite angry with his fellow players.
Good pressure there from poor Roos though. And a well-weighted kick from the number 9, Calvin Nell. Good line-up, one there, 2 hands. They're setting up a driving maul.
Advantage, side entry maul.
I think there's going to be there's a penalty accruing as well to Affies. So things starting to go their way as they claw their way back into this match. They're just 3 points adrift.
Use it.
Only difference being that drop goal from Aiden Cupido.
No advantage. Was number 5 with the blue scrum cap, side entry.
And number 5 with the blue scrum cap is Lohan Low.
Number 5, side entry.
Also one of the few players who was playing in 2012. Just see so many players as well that or teams rather, that change almost entirely from year to year. That's why it's so important from a very low level when you're down at under 14 level through under 15, under 16, where you can bring teams through and bring players through that know each other.
You see the lateral entry there from Lohan Low, and that's what caused the penalty. But Affies setting up a good driving maul there, but it started with a quality take in the line out, 2 hands.
Well, Blake Beattie's really had his hands full, hasn't he, with so many things. One of them now are replacements. As Paul Roos have brought on Peter Smith, and they've taken Michael Meyer off in the number 8 position. Also some changes on the Tucky side.
So open at the back.
I think Jean-Ray Slobbert it was that went off, and they brought on Tian Mankis. Those fresh legs, no doubt, could be useful
Not straight.
in these
Captain, scrum the
last
line out.
18 minutes.
Thank you.
I reckon this game could go any way, Vim, to be honest with you.
Most
Kamal,
definitely.
please
It's
stay and have a look.
on a touch and go
Just
situation
a
at
short
the
line
moment.
and his angle, please.
It's almost as if they're starting to feel each other again, type of thing. So, but they both need possession. Both sides need possession. They keep on making quite a few mistakes in the lineouts. For example, now
Coach,
Affies
what up?
had a skew throw, and that's why poor Roos have got the scrum throw in.
Scrum.
Well, their scrum's been steady enough without being dominant, but they've gone and lost this one.
Thank you.
Bit of a seesaw battle at the moment.
Yeah, just Calvin Nell there in picture just doesn't seem to have the right level of
Knock on at the back.
protection.
9 red.
Yeah.
He's having the balls bobbing around a bit. He's at times been sort of hauled in there. Just have a look there. The scrum's wheeled.
Totally wheeled there, and that's why the referee gone through the 45 degrees, and that's why the referee has conceded the scrum and given it to Affies. Good body position there of the number 3 tight-head prop.
Scrum.
WP Yellow.
Use it.
This time a better scrum from Paul Roos. Affies enjoying using the blind side.
One red or sides.
We've seen that on a number of occasions, and they've looked quite effective when they've done that.
One red. One red was offside. Number 1.
So that penalty, and more penalties, that time against Hendrik Willem Barnard. More and more penalties are going against Paul Roos. That's often a sign of a team that's a little bit under siege. Out from Dion van der Berg. So another good attacking opportunity for Affies, who'll have the throw in at the line out.
Trying to play blind here. Totally offside, the number 1, Barnard. And that's why they got a penalty. Important here for Affies to win a good two-handed line-out, and there they go, setting up a driving maul.
Use it.
Well, they've broken away quite quickly on that occasion. They're quite happy to do that. There's a basic knock-on, so Paul Roos had the opportunity of some advantage. And that's a super kick downfield. It's eventually rolled into touch there from Chris Smith. Brings a huge amount of relief, one feels, for Paul Roos.
That was a fantastic clearance.
Keep talking about Paul Roos as well, and perhaps not a lot of people know that the school was named after a guy who was a pupil there. He was a teacher there. He was the Springbok captain. Of course, he was captain of the first touring team to Britain in 1906. He was the rector there for 30 years. And no, Andy Capistano was talking as well about Scott Nicholson, who was a fantastic coach here at Maritzburg College for so many years. So it's good to see people who've done so much being honoured.
It's very important.
No tackle.
Oh, that's beautiful running off the ball from Van der Berg. Now here's a real chance for them. Francois Steyn eventually caught in possession. Now Affies need to very quickly release. They've got the chance. Surely they've got to score. And over they go. It's Dieppe du Plessis.
Well, I'm calling all children under the age of 10. If you want to be on television, go along to the brutal scaffold over there on the far touchline to do the Harlem Shake. All children under the age of 10.
Great hands to the big prop forward, Dieppe du Plessis. He had a lot of support on his outside, but he showed enough strength and courage to go over and score a fantastic try and get his team in the lead now by 2 points, waiting on a conversion.
Shouldn't be too difficult this for Van Zyl, but it's an important kick this to stretch the lead to 4 points. That means that a penalty wouldn't make the difference. So he's done that successfully, has Evan Van Zyl.
There's the lead up to the try. Great breakaway by 13. Yuri Linda. Great step. Look who's at support there, the number 2. Francois Steyn goes to ground. Good clean out, good recycle. The ball comes quickly to the number 1 prop. A lot of support on his outside, but he shows enough strength to get over the line and score a fantastic try for his school and his team.
So more replacements being made by both teams. And it's 4 points in it. It's a tight game. And it could be anyone's game. Confirmation then of Botha going off. Korf is on. That's a good kick as well. Deep into Affies territory. This is where Affies' the pack of forwards has been good. They've been in these tight situations, but they've opened up space here too, and a chance for the pacey men. Here's a real chance, a 2-on-1 situation, change of direction. And Shumilian has done really well in conjunction with his scrum half in carrying that ball up. And again, it's very much Paul Roos under pressure. The hooker's never going to play it wide. He's going to go through himself, Francois Steyn. Importantly, they've held on to it. Another chance for them. He's got one try already as Diepie du Plessis. Close enough to another.
Advantage offside. Number
And a
15.
penalty as well accruing to Affies. So what will the choice be?
Lost,
If
you
there is
two.
a choice, off they go. Extra men. Suddenly, the Polrus defense seems to be crumbling, but this kick's going to be from slap in front, and I'm sure that Evan van Zyl will kick it over to stretch that lead to 7 points.
Just wait. Just take the team back, please, onto the line.
Polrus getting done there for being offsides.
Just got a flag. Time it on. I saw, just from what I've got, I saw 2 wide playing with the player there. Have you got anything more for me?
2 1.
Yes.
Okay, 15 swing punches. He didn't land it. You can just maybe speak to him, and 19 as well, a late charge over there, but it was fine.
Against red.
Yes,
Okay.
against red.
Same penalty. Have a
Same
word.
penalty.
Thank you. Captain. And 15. Okay, just from your side, yeah, you did throw punches, none landed. Okay, no more of that. Go back, thank you. You need to keep your discipline from your players. Okay. It's up to you to do that, as we spoke before the game. Have a word, please. Penalty out, offsides.
He threw a punch, it didn't land. Why not? I miss Sir. Okay, well, it does look like Van Zyl has decided that the wise option is to kick it goal. And that would be the correct one.
All the players were offside.
You know, he threw a punch and it didn't land, but the intention was there.
Post goal.
So, you know, he should be
Just keep them on
disciplined.
the line, even though they take it back. 20 is gone.
That's
10
Francois Steyn. Have a look at this. Is he a hurdler? Quing! Oh, he goes.
Aiden Kupero went really low there. I think he copped one on the side of the head.
Yes, he did. He was just getting a bit of attention too. And there's a little bit of rain in the air again. It's very gloomy here at Maritzburg College. Pretty cold too. And just a couple of drops. Of course, there are no floodlights at this ground, so... And it gets dark early at this part of the world in winter.
Yep.
Anyway, the ball is white in colour. And Van Zyl has done the trick. Crucial kick that to stretch the lead to 7 points. To win this game, Polrus have got to score twice, and this really has been a game of 2 halves. The most amazing thing, and all the points in the second half have belonged to Affies.
We're trying to release as quick as possible. So,
Schoolman there, unfortunately losing his footing.
Well, our cameramen are sharp, aren't they? They picked up that
The swinging
punch or
punch.
attempted punch or whatever you want to call it.
The punch which did not land.
The punch which did not land, yeah. Good catch from Heinrich Frecken for Affies.
Use it!
The Polrus really have absolutely everything to play for right now. Can they change the course of this game? They haven't looked like doing so in the second half. The strange thing is that the team, and not unusual, that the team playing with the wind has struggled.
The advantage for offside, 15.
Playing into the wind, both teams have been more
21.
successful. Just under 8 minutes left.
15
And
white
another
offside.
penalty, this time for Polrus.
15 white.
Can Polrus kick the ball down there, Vim, get a line out, and effectively make a call around how they're going to throw that ball into the line out, get a driving ball going, and all the other things that might work with it in their favour.
Yeah, well, they need to. We need to get a quality line out here
Line
Get
in
some
the middle,
possession.
clear space.
and try to get it back in the game by scoring a try. It's getting really gloomy out there. It's starting to rain. And the wind is actually picking up.
Oh, it is picking up too.
Well contested.
Well, yeah, they come, Polrus.
Advantage is over for them.
Can they make this work for them? They know they've got to score a try. They know they've got to convert it as well, just to bring the teams level. And they've only really woken up in the second half now. Here they come. Everyone's body's just a little bit upright. Still they've managed to hold on to it.
Play on. Was a boot. Play on.
That ball hoofed through. Now which way do they go? Well, the first thing is they're going straight into touch. Edwin van der Merwe helped into touch by some resolute defense.
Great pressure there from Tian Schoolman.
Sorry, just play it. Let him just sort of jersey out, please.
Hold on. Substitution.
Got subs for red.
9 red.
9, please.
Some late changes in the game. So Calvin Nell will leave the field and be replaced as well, I think.
Important line out here for Affies to get out of the danger zone.
We're still waiting, thanks.
Dummy run there.
Yeah, let's play. The boot, mate.
Aislar on for Nell. Can that make a difference? It's been really tough for Calvin Nell, who hasn't always had clean ball from the rucks and balls to contend with, in particular the rucks. And the Affies machine seems to be pretty well oiled at the moment.
Just wait. Just wait. 5, yeah, please. Just listen. Just don't play the player without the ball, please. Thank you. Penalty? No, thank you.
RG Snowman given
Timeout, thanks.
a word there from the referee. Now, again, what did Paul Roos do? There's enough time to do many things, I suppose. Well, they've decided they're still going to pursue that 7-point option. Not a great start to that move, was it? Closed into space there was Joel Yoon. No real room for him to move. He's hardly seen the ball on the left wing today. But the pressure is at the moment, or the opportunity rather, is with Paul Roos. Well, they've got extra men here if they can. Oh, they've made a hash of that too. Affies taken the ball away. And it was a crucial steal that, with only a couple of minutes left. Paul Roos really were pressing well, but they've lost the initiative. Well, eventually it's big Salman van Oostian that's shepherded into touch, but Affies won't worry too much about that. They are back to the halfway line. They won't be worried about a penalty that could win this match.
Oh, definitely not, eh? Up by 7 points.
Again, it's a throw to the back.
Well contested.
Yep.
By Affies to steal the line-up ball there.
And that's all they'll do. They'll just kick it downfield, try and press Paul Roos back into their half of the field.
23, stand.
Good little kick there by Chris Smith.
It is a good one, yeah. Where does this end up now? On field from Philip Orfa. I tell you what, that's an even better one. Into the wind.
Fantastic.
Well, our last televised match today then will be Monument up against Grey College. Again, 2 great rugby schools in this Wildeklawer Super Schools Festival that really has been extremely successful. We talk about successful schools and successful teams, and I think that Wildeklawer and their management will be very happy with the outcome of this tournament. In its 5th year now, the last 2 years it's been in Kimberley. I believe next year it goes back to Kimberley again, which is where the headquarters of Wildeklawer are. There's the kick we're talking about. Just probe and just make sure they stay in their own half of the field, preferably their 22, Paul Roos. They might make mistakes. This is Joel Hugh. Suddenly gets a little bit of ball which he hasn't had for a long time. He's linked up well with his fellow players. And there's huge support and vociferous calling from the sidelines as well. Do a few people sense that we could have a draw on our hands here? Is this possible? Just a minute and a half left. This is the last chance, just about, one would think. Here it comes now. Heek with a little chip kick. Oh, and maybe that was the arm that saved Affies. Came from Philip Orfer. And Vim, we've spoken about it all game as well. Now, are they going to try and throw the ball to the back of the line out again?
Well, they won the previous line out earlier on. They won one at the back of the line out. Yeah, I think they should try. What's important, they need to get possession. They need to try win it with two hands. So it's throwing at the back, as we said, all day long. It's really difficult throwing at the back. It's windy, it's rainy, the ball is wet. So go for a front ball lineup, maybe a banker ball, and make sure that you win it. But they have got that Archie Snyman who's putting immense pressure on poor Roos at line-out time. He's a towering lock forward, and he's putting heaps of pressure on poor Roos line-out. So it is making it difficult for their hooker.
I like your term, banker ball. That's really what it should be. They've got a short line-out. There you go. Tap down, well controlled. Now the chance for them. They've got men lined up, but some poor passing. Immediately they're onto the back foot as well. The forwards all having to work their way back and around. Well, I think as many Paul Roos players that are lining up to be part of the play here, so are the Affies defensive players, and that surely has got to be it.
That's it.
And so it is then, 17 points to 10. What a turnaround that from Affies. At half-time, it was 10-0 to Paul Roos, and the second half, Paul Roos were pointless. It was Affies all the way through with two great converted tries and that important penalty goal from Ivan Pansale as well. So final scoreline here at Goldstones then, Affies 17, Paul Roos Gimnasium 10.